Okay, my name is Anna Lu. I'm a youth worker with the church, and our church is Barker Road Methodist Church. And Barker Road Methodist Church has a local mission arm called the Oasis BRMC Mission. And for the past 5 years, the Oasis BRMC Mission has been very much involved with the migrant community in Singapore. But growingly, we started to see that there were more migrant families, transnational step families, meaning that we have these local men who marry foreign women who are a lot younger than them, 2 or 3 decades younger, and these women bring with them children from previous marriages from their home country. And we have been serving them primarily through this ministry called the Oasis Learning Center. And this is a center that supports migrant students with academic help because they can't afford commercial prep school in order to enter local schools in Singapore. It was actually a very heartbreaking case. It involves a Singaporean dad who had 2 children. These children he had with a Vietnamese lady. Because of the very difficult circumstances that happened in the family during the time of the birth of the children, they were brought back to Vietnam and raised by the mom on her own. And the dad was dealing with issues back in Singapore. So unfortunately, the children's mother passed away when they were very young. They were only 3 and 4. And the dad, later on, he managed to settle his affairs, and he desired to bring the children to Singapore to raise them, to give them an education. And also by this time, the grandmother who had been the caregiver suffered from cancer. And it became very difficult for the family to support the children. So this dad, even though he was a handyman, he didn't have a very steady or stable income, he really desired to make up for the children. So he took the children over to Singapore, and we would have thought that, because they were born to this Singaporean dad, they would be Singaporean, or we could initiate the application process for citizenship. But we were told by the ICA that no, they couldn't apply. In fact, they had to apply for a long-term visit pass first. But this long-term visit pass kept getting rejected, and they could only reapply after 6 months after each rejection. So it went on for years. And we've been supporting the children in our learning center. And earlier this year, they were told that they had been on short-term pass for too long. And so they would need to leave the country. And this was in the middle of a pandemic crisis. Vietnam was on lockdown. There were close to 10,000 cases a day. There were no relatives in the city who could look after the children. So it was a very scary, frightening thing. And we are so grateful that we managed to reach out to you, and you have been able to render that help.
My name is Dinesh Dhillon. Well, I've been a lawyer for too long, maybe more than 20 years now. My hair tells the story. I work with Allen and Gladhill, and I also serve as a director on the Law Society Pro Bono Office's board of directors. The cases that I have found myself being involved in generally involve what I call people in sometimes stateless situations or disadvantaged situations because they come from marriages between different nationalities, the home is broken down or something like that. Me, quite often is the need for a child to have an education. Because when I think of them not getting a good education or a chance for an education, it makes me quite concerned, because if they don't have that, that's your whole basis to build a better future. So in this case, the Oasis Learning Center, I think part of its ministry is to try to teach these children, give them some form of education, but they don't have access to a proper education system or the state-run education system, because in this case, like this very case, they were Vietnamese. But coming back to the facts, they had a Singaporean dad. I think the key I've come to learn is the importance of the role of the volunteer lawyer. We have a serious part to play as a profession to make a difference. Very often as lawyers, when we hear the facts, we think, oh, it's so obvious, right? the government should just get it right. But the government or the authorities have many, many, many cases before them. And on this case, if it's presented in a certain way, what they will see is Vietnamese children, not Singaporean citizen. And for whatever reason, maybe the facts about the dad's ability to take care of them now may not have been articulated as compellingly. So the main message I'm sending really is there's no need to be cynical about the system. The volunteer lawyer and other lawyers who are willing to do this are part of that system. So if you actually stand up, speak up, try to make the case logically, sensibly, you will find that you might get a good response. And we did.